Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Yogi Plant. It's nice to see you guys again. It's our last class tonight, the last of 12. So, wow, we did it. Plus, it's our last class of 2023. So I know I'm dating this video right now, and that's okay. Because there's a Christmas tree and everything. So I wanted to start today by going through some affirmations. So I invite you all to take a seat in Sukhasana. So when you cross your legs, you might have a preferred foot you put on top. If you want to change it up, do something different, maybe put your other foot on top. It always, like I often put my left foot on top. So when I put my right foot on top, it feels a little weird, but it's actually a great way to balance out your legs there and the groin muscles and your glutes and stuff. So you could try that, in the spirit of the new year coming, trying something new. So I invite you to sit into Sukhasana. Maybe just exhale, coming into your yoga breath. Inhaling through your nose, pausing at the top, and then exhaling through your nose. And finding that pause at the bottom. Finding yourself sitting up a little taller. Dropping your shoulders down your back. Maybe bringing your chin in just a little bit. And bringing your awareness to your mat today, at this time, in this space. So while you're practicing your yoga breath, I'm going to read a few yoga affirmations. Feel free to adopt them if you like, or you might have your own. I let go of fear and step out of my comfort zone. I'm doing that right now with my different foot on top in Sukhasana. And these affirmations you can bring to the mat, and you can also, bring them to your life. I am open to receiving love and giving love to others. I am grateful for the gift of my body and treat it with love and respect. I embrace change and welcome new opportunities in the new year. So you might be seated on your block, bringing your awareness to your sit bones, feeling how they feel on your block. And as you exhale, maybe just bringing in your lower abdomen a little. And on the exhale, I invite you just to tilt your head to the right. I'm not sure if it's the Christmas holidays or what, but my neck's been quite stiff these days. Just breathing into those muscles along the left-hand side of your neck. Inhaling, coming to center. And on an exhale, tilting your head to the left. Breathing up along the muscles on the right-hand side. Inhaling, come to center. Exhaling, looking up. Feel your shoulders start to bunch up a bit. Just let them relax down your back here. Inhaling to center. And exhaling, dropping your chin down towards your chest. Breathing into those muscles along the back of your neck. Inhaling to center. And we're just going to do some shoulder rolls here. So whichever direction you prefer to start with, just continue to breathe here. Maybe switch directions. Switch one more time. And then we'll meet in center. We're going to come into eagle arms here. So take your left elbow, put it underneath your right. And let your palms find each other. Maintaining your posture here, bringing in your lower abdomen, engaging your navel, and then just stretching out your elbows a little bit so you can feel that nice stretch through your shoulders here. So allowing your elbows to draw away from your body. And on the exhale, we'll switch to your right elbow is now underneath of your left. And you get your arms wrapped around. So this side might feel a little different than the other. Perfectly normal. Just allowing your elbows to push out away from your body. And on the exhale, we'll drop our arms. We're going to come into a simple twist. So we're going to inhale, bringing in our navel, taking our left hand to our right knee, right hand behind us. And as we exhale, we're going to turn through the waist to our right side. Giving our organs a bit of a squeeze here. And on the exhale, we'll come to center. Same thing on the other side. We're going to inhale, drawing in our navel. Nice strong core here. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you. And as you exhale, turning through your waist to the left. Squeezing those organs the other way now. And on the exhale, we'll come to center. And we're going to move into doing some feet. Nice way to end this year. So I invite you to, I'm going to go sideways so you guys can see, just tuck your toes under And if it feels okay, you can bring your hands off the ground, or you can keep your hands on the ground or on your block, perhaps. So we're just going to stick our wrists out. We're going to roll our wrists a little bit as we continue our yoga breath, going in one direction and then the other. And on an exhale, we're just going to put some weight on our hands, kick our feet. We're going to lean back now with the tops of our feet on the mat, and just sitting on the tops of our feet. We're going to put our right hand out, inhaling, pulling our fingers towards our face. Stretching our forearms and our wrist here. And as we exhale, we're going to put some more weight on our hands, keeping our feet. And surprise, we're going to do this one more time. We're going to tuck our toes underneath our feet and then put some weight on them. Inhaling our left hand up, palm facing away from us, and drawing our fingers towards our face. And if it feels okay, we're going to take our left palm now and take our fingers and just turn them so now our palms facing us, and we're going to pull our fingers towards us. And we're going to exhale our hands down one more time, kick our feet. Here we go one more time. Now the tops of our feet are on the mat. We're going to put some weight on our feet here. We're going to take our right hand, put it out, first palm away from us. Just give it a little bit of pressure. And then as we exhale, we're going to turn our palm to face us. Once again, giving just a little bit of pressure here. And on an exhale, we'll release our hands. Coming onto our hands a little bit, we're going to grab our block and we're going to come into hero pose. You guys might remember this. I'm going to stay sideways so you can see me from here. So what you're going to do is take your feet and kind of bring them out so that when you sit down, your feet are not underneath your bum. My knees are about hip width apart. You take your block and you can, depending on how comfortable your knees are, you could start by sitting on your block like vertically, or you can put your block down on the ground and just sit back and find a comfortable seat on your block. Feeling a stretch through your knees here. And like I said, your feet are on either side of your knees. If you're comfortable, you can also take your block out and find a seat on the ground. Coming into hero pose here. And if you're comfortable with this, you can take your hands and put them behind you, fingertips facing your bum. Inhaling, opening up your chest to the ceiling. We're just going to come into a little back bend here. And as we exhale, dropping our head, if that's okay, or you can keep your head up. We're going to inhale, coming up. And then we're going to walk our hands forward, bringing our bums up and coming into tabletop. So your wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. You can spread your fingers out a little bit here. And as you inhale, we're going to come into cow. So raising your forehead and your tailbone up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, curving your spine, drawing your forehead and your tailbone towards your mat, coming into cat, and then inhaling, moving through your shoulders, curving your spine again, inhaling up to cow, and then exhaling into cat. Oh, this feels so good after Christmas. We're going to do a few of these here. So go ahead, follow the rhythm of your breath. Inhaling to cow, exhaling to cat, stretching, engaging your abdominal muscles as you're in cat, and letting them go when you go into cow. Being sure to distribute your weight between your hands and your feet evenly. Sometimes I find my weight goes backwards a little bit towards my feet more. And one more round. Once you're done your last cat, you will meet in tabletop with a neutral back. Engaging our navel here. It's actually quite an active yoga pose. We're going to move into puppy now. So we're going to take our elbows and put them where our hands were. You're going to find that's naturally going to curl your tailbone up towards ceiling. And then we're going to just push our hands out. And you can either put your head on the mat, making sure that your hips are balanced over top of your knees. And if it feels okay, you can try lifting your head a little bit off the mat and pushing your fingers into the floor or your mat. Little puppy stretch here. One more breath. And as you exhale, just walking your hands back, coming back into tabletop. Inhaling here, and on an exhale, we're going to flip our toes under and lift our thumbs to the air, coming into our first downward dog. Double checking that our fingers are spread. Maybe cuddling here. Coming into your body a little bit, moving your hips back and forth. And finding your downward dog. Remembering to look up at your upper thighs or your navel. Pushing that tailbone towards the ceiling. And on an exhale, we'll bend our knees. Inhaling, big step forward, coming to top of your mat with both feet. Exhaling down into a forward fold. Taking a moment here to be sure to put your hands on the mat. So you're resting, or your tummy is touching your thighs. And you're engaging your navel here. Once again, a lot going on. So the trick with the forward fold is eventually you're going to try to straighten your knees by keeping your tummy touching your thighs. It helps to decrease the curve in your back here. Inhaling, coming up halfway into Ardha Uttanasana. Taking a moment to allow your shoulders to drop down your back here. Gaze forward. Exhaling, hands back down to the mat, forward fold. Uttanasana. And then inhaling, hands all the way up into salute. Reaching for the ceiling here, exhaling down. Through Samastiti. To, ,                                                                                                                   Samastiti. And before we move into sun salutation A here, we're going to inhale up to salute. And as we exhale, we're going to just go into a little half moon here, pointing our fingers to the right-hand side. Here, I'll face you guys. You can look up to the ceiling if you like. Inhaling up and exhaling, pointing your fingers to the left. Drawing that energy up to the right-hand side. Grounding through your feet. Inhaling up, back again. We'll turn back around. Exhaling down, all the way down, hands to the mat and forward fold. Inhaling up halfway into Uttanasana. Looking forward here. Exhaling your hands down, taking a step back with your right foot. We're going to come into a low lunge. And if you have a block handy, I invite you to grab it. And just keep it close to you for a second. So you're going to drop your right knee. We're going to come into a new pose tonight. It's called lizard pose. So one thing you want to make sure is that your ankle is right underneath your knee on your left-hand side. Then you're going to take your left hand and put it on the inside of your left foot. So you got both your hands now on the right-hand side of your foot. Then okay, so you can stay here, and that's perfectly fine. If you're feeling that stretch, just dropping your hands to the ground here. So as you continue to breathe, if you're feeling okay here, you could try to take your block and then just put your elbows on your block. If that's too much of a stretch too quickly, the other option would be to lift up your block and put your elbows on them. You get a little extra height here. Now, if anybody wants more of a stretch, what you can do is lift your knee up off the ground. I'm going to keep mine on the ground tonight. We don't do this very often, so it's good to start safe. Breathing in. Looking forward here. One more breath. And then we're going to exhale our hands back down. Taking our hands now, taking your left hand back to the other side so that your foot is in between your hands. Lifting up your right knee here. And then exhaling your left foot back to meet your right. Coming into your version of plank tonight. Holding for one yoga breath and then lowering down. Through Chaturanga Dandasana, keeping those elbows close to your body. Inhaling up through baby cobra. Lifting your shoulders and your chest off the mat. Exhaling back down. Inhaling up through tabletop. And then as you exhale, lifting up to downward dog. Checking that your heels are high and behind your feet. Check, check. Letting those shoulders draw down your back towards your waist. Maybe opening up those elbow pits a bit to the front of the room. That also helps to open up your shoulders. And on the exhale, we'll bend our knees. Inhaling, big step forward. Coming to the top of your mat. Exhaling down, forward fold. Taking that time to get your hands on the floor, guys. Inhaling up halfway. Exhaling back down. And then as you inhale, lift through your core all the way up to salute. Exhaling down through Samastiti to Tadasana. All right. So we're going to do another sun salutation A and do lizard on the other side this time. So we're going to inhale our hands up to salute. Exhaling your hands back down, forward fold, or Uttanasana. Inhaling up halfway, looking straight ahead. Exhaling your hands back down, stepping back this time with the left foot, finding ourselves in low lunge. So I did scooch my foot up a little bit to make sure that my knee is on top of my my ankle. And then as you, continue to yoga breathe, you can exhale, drop your knee, and you can either keep your foot like your toes on the ground on the back foot, or you can put your foot, the top of your foot down on the mat, whatever's more comfortable for you. I tend to go like this, keep my toes up. Okay, so now that we're like this, we're going to take our right arm, our right hand, put it on the inside of our right knee. So now we have both our hands on the left side of our right knee. Okay, so from here, you can stay here, or if you like, you can grab your block, put it at whatever level you like. It could be vertical or it could be horizontal. And we're going to come down onto our elbows. I'm thinking maybe we should do this pose a little more often. Couple more breaths here. Your gaze is just ahead of you on the floor. You're keeping a nice straight line for your spine and your neck. On the inhale, we'll come on up. Putting our block away, moving our hands now to either side of our foot. We're going to inhale our knee up. And on an exhale, we're going to take our right foot, put it back to meet our left. Coming into your version of plank here. And then as we exhale, we're going to slowly lower ourselves down to the floor. Inhaling up to big cobra. Exhaling back down. Inhaling up to tabletop. And on an exhale, raising our bum to the sky for downward dog. Remembering to keep your yoga breath nice and strong. Breathing in to maintain your strength, your balance. Looking up towards your upper thighs or your navel. One more breath here. Maybe dropping the heels down a little lower for the last breath. And as you exhale, bending your knees, taking a big step forward, bringing both feet to the front of the mat. Exhaling down, forward fold, inhaling up halfway, exhaling back down, inhaling up all the way now, hands towards the ceiling into salute, maybe even doing a little bit of back bend, exhaling down through some Suti to Tadasana. Good job, guys. We did something new, and it's not even a new year yet. So that's pretty awesome. All right, so we're gonna inhale, and as we do, we're gonna take a big step back with our right foot, opening up our back foot so that our pelvis is facing the long side of the mat. We're gonna move into triangle here. So if you don't have a block handy, you might want one. We're gonna inhale our arms up. And as we exhale, we're gonna reach to the front of our mat, dropping our left hand down. You can run it down your shin if you like. If you don't have a block, you can grab your block. Keeping that right hand in line with your lips. Your gaze up towards the ceiling. One more breath here. Nice strong core. And we're going to inhale, coming up, keeping our arms in a T. This time looking forward, not moving our feet here. And as we exhale, we're going to bend our front leg here, our left leg, coming into warrior two. Maybe drawing in your navel a little bit here, getting some core engagement. If you peek down, you should be able to see the inside of your front foot a little bit. That means your knee is aligned over top of your foot. And as you exhale, we're going to drop our back arm along the back of our thigh. We're going to inhale, flipping our palm up, coming into reverse warrior. Lifting our left arm to the ceiling. And on the exhale, we're going to take our left elbow, put it on our front knee here. If you would like to go a little deeper in this pose, you can take your block and put it on the inside of your front foot here and lean your hand on it. Taking your right hand now, swooping it down and up, you're pointing your right hand towards the front of the room. Or you're like this, whatever's feeling good for you today. You're kind of turning your core up towards the ceiling. Drawing that energy up along the right hand side. And on an exhale, we'll move our arm back down, inhaling up, taking your block, strategically placing it at the back of the mat now. We're going to pivot our feet so that they are parallel to the front and the back of our mat. And go into a wide-legged forward bend here. Inhaling our hands up. Exhaling our hands down. So they're walked out in front of us a little bit. We're going to inhale, looking up. And as we exhale, we're going to walk our hands between our feet, giving our knees a little micro bend. Your elbows are facing the back behind you. Keeping your core strong here. And on an inhale, we'll come up halfway, bring our hands to our hips. Inhaling here, exhaling. And on your next inhale, engaging your core to raise yourself up. And as we exhale, we're going to turn now. So we're going to pivot our feet. So the left foot stays pretty open. It's almost like 90 degrees. And then we're going to turn our front foot so that it's facing the front of the mat. We're going to inhale our arms up. Our pelvis is facing the long side of the mat. And as we exhale, we're going to reach to the mat now. Exhaling our right hand down, coming into triangle. Left hand in the air. Breathing into your body here, anything that might need some attention. Keeping your weight balanced between your front foot and your back. And on an inhale, we'll come on up, arms still in a T. And as we exhale, we're going to bend our right foot now. I have to lengthen my stance a bit, coming into warrior two. So your drishti is over top of your fingers. Your right knee is stacked over top of your right ankle. And if you look down, you should be able to see just the inner lining of your front foot or your right foot. Nice strong warrior two, guys. And as we exhale, we'll take our back hand now, run it down our thigh, inhaling, flipping our palm up towards the ceiling, coming into reverse warrior. Right hand goes up into the air. Being mindful that your front knee is still bent here. And as we exhale, we'll take our right elbow, put it on our right knee, or if you like, you can grab your block, put it on the inside of your foot. Take your left hand, swoop it down and up, coming into extended side angle. Continuing that yoga breath. And drishtis up towards the ceiling or straight ahead. Try not to fall too hard into the block here. And on an exhale, we'll swoop down. Inhaling, coming up. Pivoting our feet now so that they're parallel once again with the front and the back of the mat. We're going to inhale, clasping our hands behind our back, opening up our chest to the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're going to fold at the waist. Keeping our knees a little bent here. And relaxing our head a bit, giving our neck rest. Nice strong legs. And just allowing gravity to push our hands towards the ground. And on an inhale, we'll release our hands to our waist, coming up halfway. Exhaling here. And on an inhale, raising up, lifting through our core. And exhaling our feet to the back of the mat. Oh, my mat tends to move around a little bit. All right, so we're going to come into our last standing pose of the year. Hand to knee, we've been working really hard on this one. So we're going to shift our weight to our left foot. Left hand comes to our hip, inhaling, catching our knee with our right hand. Finding that spot on the wall to gaze at. Feel free to use a wall if you like. And on an exhale, we'll just open up our knee and look to our left. Inhaling, bringing your knee forward. Exhaling, straightening your leg. Both hands on your hips. Exhaling, foot down. All right. Okay, one more. So we're going to shift our weight to our right. Inhaling our right hand to our hips. And inhaling our left knee into our left hand. Maintaining that yoga breath. Gets you through everything. On and off the mat, hey? Bringing your awareness to your body here. And as you exhale, opening up your leg or your knee and turning your gaze to the right. Inhaling your knee back into center. And as you exhale, straightening your leg, bringing both hips or hands to the hips. And on your next exhale, bringing your foot down. All right. So I will meet you guys at the back of the mat here. We're going to inhale into salute. Exhaling our hands all the way down. We're in a caterpillar. to plank or your version of plank. Feel free to drop your knees here if you like. And as you exhale, slowly lowering down till your tummy is on. We're going to move into lotus here. So you're going to keep the tops of your feet flat on the mat. You're going to take your hands, put the tops of your hands also flat on the mat. And on an inhale, we're going to raise our hands and our feet off the mat. So be pushing into your pubic bone a little bit here. Nice strong core. Continuing to breathe. One more breath here. Exhaling down. And on an inhale, we're going to come up to tabletop, moving through tabletop and into child's pose. So I don't talk a lot about child's pose, but basically when you're in child's pose, your feet are close together or touching and your thighs are open up. So then you just settle back into child's pose. And it should be fairly comfortable. If not, you can always grab a block if you're finding it's too crunchy. And then you can adjust your block to whatever height. And your hands are either out in front of you. You might be pushing into them a little bit. Get that little extra shoulder stretch. Pushing into your fingertips. Or you might have your arms on either side of you, rolled up into a nice little ball. Forehead touching your block or the ground. Just bringing your awareness to your forehead, to that spot just above where your eyebrows meet, your third eye chakra. And on an inhale, we'll bring ourselves up to sitting, taking our feet out in front of us. So we're going to come into a staff pose. And I'm going to face you. I invite you to sit on your block if you like. We'll be doing a few forward folds. I like to be on my block, to have my hips a little bit higher than my feet. Okay, so we're in staff pose right now. So our toes are pointing towards our forehead. So our legs are engaged. Our arms are just down along our sides. We're sitting up straight. That nice core engagement, allowing your collarbone to open up and just drawing your chin in a little bit. All right, so we're going to take our left ankle and just bring it to the inside of our right leg. So we're coming into marichiasana. We're going to inhale, sitting up straight. And as we exhale, we're going to slide our hands along our right leg. Our gaze following our hands, being sure that our hands are at the same distance. If you can grab your foot, I invite you to grab your foot. If you have your hand on your shin, that's good too. You might have your hands on your toes. Inhale, looking up. Exhaling, folding forward. Continuing to breathe here. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling your left foot out. And bringing your right foot in. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Toes are facing towards you. We're going to inhale, sitting up straight. And as we exhale, we're going to slide our hands along our left leg now. So I have my hands on either side. And then I invite you to grab where you can. So it's either your shins or your foot, your toes. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, folding forward. Continuing to breathe. One more breath here. And on an inhale, we'll come on up. And as you're breathing, you can exhale. We're going to come into bound ankle pose. So we're going to keep both knees bent now, and our feet are going to meet in the middle. Some people call this butterfly. I think it's a yin. They say butterfly. We're going to open up our feet like kind of like a book. We're going to inhale, sitting up straight. And as we exhale, we're going to close our book, grabbing our toes and bending forward. Hinging at the waist here. If you are on a block, you'll find you fold a little further than you would if your thumb's on the mat. And just allowing your knees to drop on either side of you, down towards your mat. Remembering to breathe through the posture. And on an inhale, we'll come on up. And on an exhale, we're going to come back to staff. Now we're doing marichiasanas. So you're going to take your left foot and just cross it over your right knee. You're going to take your left hand behind you. You're going to take your right hand and grab your knee that's up, inhaling, sitting up straight. And as you exhale, we're going to turn to the left. Once again, turning through your waist. Engaging your core muscles here. There's actually, I think, 3 marichiasanas. So one's a fold, one's a twist, and I think one's like a bound forward fold. I'll have to look into it and get back to you guys. Exhaling, coming to center. So it's like marichiasana A, B, and C. Taking your feet out, taking your right foot, putting on the outside of your left knee now, grabbing your top knee with your left hand, right hand goes behind you, inhaling, sitting up straight. Exhaling, turning through the waist to your right. Remember to keep good posture here as you twist to the right. Relaxing your shoulders. You find they're starting to bunch up. One more breath. Inhaling, coming to center. Exhaling, letting your feet out ahead of you. If you're on a block, you can scooch off your block. Okay, so we're going to keep our knees up and we're going to lay on our backs. We're going to come into bridge here. So reminder not to look at me. So you're going to bring your feet in close to your bum. Your knees can either be together or apart. The jury's out on what's the best. It's usually what works the best for you. Your hands, your palms are going to be on the mat And on an inhale, you're going to start raising your pelvis into the air, pushing through your feet, lifting through your thighs. And if this is feeling okay for you, you can grasp your hands behind your back, which gives you a bit more of a lift here. So really pushing through your feet. There should be no weight on your neck. Your weight is on your shoulders. Continuing to breathe. And on an exhale, we're going to slowly lower ourselves down. And then we're going to inhale, bringing our knees to our chest, coming into a reclined child's pose. Keeping your shoulder blades on the mat and hugging your knees to your chest. Couple more poses left before Shavasana. So we're going to move into Happy Baby now. We're going to take our arms, keeping our knees bent, take our hands, move them between our legs, and reach to grab our feet, like the soles of our feet, our ankles, or our toes. I'm grabbing the outside of the soles of my feet. And on an inhale, we're going to raise our feet to the ceiling so that our soles are facing the ceiling and our knees are hugging into our body. My body naturally rocks here a little bit, just like a happy baby. Give yourself permission to smile if you want. Or don't. Either way is fine with me. And on an exhale, we'll bring the soles of our feet down to the mat, keeping our knees up. We're going to bring our arms out now, either in a T or in a cactus. And on an exhale, we're going to let our knees fall to the right together as we turn to face our forehead to the left. Coming into a reclined twist here. If you find any discomfort in your knees, please take a block and place it under your knees. And on an inhale, we'll bring our knees up, forehead facing the ceiling. And as we exhale, we'll let our knees drop to the left, turning our forehead to the right. And on an inhale, bring our knees up, forehead facing the ceiling. You let your arms go here. And as you exhale, just letting your legs fall down on your mat. Letting your feet fall however they need to naturally. We're going to come into Shavasana here. If this is comfortable for you, some people do like to keep their knees bent here, and that's fine too. It's your Shavasana. You might want to join me in sighing out your mouth here, taking a big inhale through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. We're going to do that one more time. With that, we'll let our breath go, letting our tongues fall away from the backs of our teeth. Relaxing our foreheads and our cheeks and our jaws. Relaxing our tummies and our shoulders, and our hands. I invite you to start wiggling your toes, fingers, touching your body how you need to. Maybe bending your knees. And then turning, resting your head on your arm. And if you want, maybe just noting one thing you're grateful for from 2023. Be anything. And then when you're ready, we'll raise ourselves up to sitting. Sitting however you want in your Sukhasana. Thank you so much, you guys. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.